This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 79. Enjoy every step of the uphill climb by Nicole Leibman with bringgratitude.com. And I'm your narrator, Dan, and I am here every day reading to you from some of the best blogs on entrepreneurship. Hope you're having a happy Friday. Today's post comes to you from Nicole Leibman, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about her after the post. And before we get started, I'm sure you know how the cryptocurrency world can be confusing. So how do you get involved? If you're looking to diversify your portfolio with new, innovative investments, check out BitTrust IRA. Crypto assets could be the best opportunity to build generational wealth since the discovery of oil. In fact, Bitcoin has been one of the best performing assets of 2020. BitTrust IRA helps you add cryptocurrency to your portfolio both seamlessly and securely, and it's super secure. BitTrust IRA stores your private keys in nuclear bunkers with military-grade encryption. It's easy to use, too. They have a 24/7 trading platform with no minimum investments and unlimited trades, plus a team to help guide you along the way if you have any questions, and with the lowest trading fees in the industry. Go to bittrustira.com/OSD today to learn more. And for a limited time, BitTrust IRA is waiving the sign-up fee for OSD listeners, a $50 value. That's bittrustira.com/OSD, bittrustira.com/OSD, and I have that linked in this episode's description. And now today I've got another new blog for the show, bringgratitude.com, and as I mentioned, I'm going to tell you more about the site right after the reading. So for now, let's get right to today's post as we start optimizing your life. Enjoy every step of the uphill climb by Nicole Leibman with bringgratitude.com. There's only going to be one opening, I hear my mother say as she finishes preparing dinner. It had been about a year since I was let go from my job as an attorney and decided to pursue my dream of starting my own business. I was at my parents' house having my weekly existential crises, like, it's so hard and lonely working for myself. Why isn't anything happening yet? How long is it going to take to get this off the ground? Will my business even succeed? Will I be able to fund my business and my personal life? The story. I mentioned some of these fears to my mother, and this was her response. It was the winter of 1987, she continued, and I was working as the director of sales for the then under construction Hilton at Short Hills. It was cold, I was working out of a trailer, and I was very frustrated. My colleague gave me this advice: there's only one grand opening. My mom went on to explain that all the grueling work they did every day for over a year all led up to that one big opening day. But it wasn't about cutting the red ribbon of a plush new hotel. That would just be one small moment in time. It was about enjoying the fact that every day she was building a small piece of something so much bigger. What she was saying was that I was so focused on the end result, I was missing out on enjoying all of the excitement in what I was doing every day in building my business. I drove home reflecting on her advice and realized, as usual, that mothers know best. Her advice had me pegged. Anyone who knows me knows I thrive on challenges. Law school? Great. What do I need to do to get there? A solid legal career? How do I achieve that? All these milestones were mountains that I had always been climbing. I would arrive at the peak, stop, admire the view, and then look for the next mountain. I never took the time to realize the value and joy in all those grueling summer days I spent studying for the bar, or the gallons of midnight oil I burned doing legal research. And now, here I was, climbing an entrepreneurial mountain. But sometimes you have to hear advice from someone not related to you before you actually take it. And so it was a few weeks later when I met two close friends after work for a drink that I received the same advice. They both came from toiling away in midtown offices, while I had come from working in the comfort of my living room. The conversation turned to my business and how things were going. Having had a tough week, I mentioned some of my frustrations. I just don't know how much longer I can struggle along before my business gets there. They both looked at me with a blank stare. Get there? Do you know how much you've accomplished in less than a year? It is there. They were right. I had been neglecting the journey this whole time. So what if my business has yet to be a smashing success? It was about all the small building blocks I had been working on the last year, right? Considering I was pursuing my dreams, how could I not be at least a little happy every day? I wanted to feel the same happiness about my relationship with my work that the character Charlotte from Sex and the City felt about her romantic relationship. Not all day, every day, but yes, every day. I needed to shift my focus. And once I did, I came up with 3 things that helped me find some sense of happy. Not all day, every day, but every day. 1. One small victory a day. At the end of each day, I now list one positive thing that happened to move my business forward, even if it's the smallest thing. For example, we had 3 sales today. It's not 100 sales, but it is 2 more than yesterday. I made a cold call to someone important who took time to speak to me. Maybe they don't want to work with me today, but I've made a small step forward. Neither of these things is earth-shattering in the bigger picture, but they offer that glimmer of happiness that makes me wake up the next day and keep forging ahead. One day, not far from now, 3 sales in one day may be totally insignificant, but I want to remember the small feeling of satisfaction that just 3 sales could bring. 2. Find joy in every interaction. One of my typical feelings about being an entrepreneur is a sense of loneliness and isolation. I now try to really appreciate even the smallest interactions. Recently, I spent a full day working solo and went to drop off some photos for printing. The clerk at Kinko's raved about my products. Instead of just saying thanks and leaving, I spent a few minutes with her to find out what she liked and why. I walked out knowing more about my customers, and maybe having even gained one. Or even having a midday cup of coffee with a former legal colleague is a welcome reprieve, as it helps me appreciate how much happier I am now compared to where I could be. 3. Take time for yourself. While finding happiness in my work is important, as an entrepreneur, I've learned that there has to be a separation between my business and me. This is no small feat, especially if leaving the office means walking 5 paces to your bedroom. So I make a point to take an hour, sometimes just 30 minutes, to myself each day. Maybe it's going to a yoga class, or for a run, or indulging in a trashy weekly tabloid. Whatever it is, it's something I do just for my own happiness that has nothing to do with my work. In a few years from now, when my business is more established, there won't be any more openings. And when that happens, I'm certain I will find another mountain and another challenge. But I'm also certain I'll enjoy every step of that next uphill climb. You just listened to the post titled "Enjoy Every Step of the Uphill Climb" by Nicole Joy Leibman with BringGratitude.com. And now, if you're a startup owner, this is for you. Running a business is just plain hard. Endless to-do lists, employees to take care of, and your ever-present bottom line. So first of all, kudos to you for staying on top of it. But I want to tell you about Gusto. Gusto built an easier and more affordable way to manage payroll, benefits, and more. They help over 100,000 businesses with tasks like automated payroll tax filing, simple direct deposits, free health insurance administration, 401ks, onboarding tools, you name it, Gusto made it easy. 94% of customers say Gusto streamlines payroll and benefits. And we agree here on the Optimal Living Daily team. We use Gusto for our payroll. Plus, they really care about the small business owners they work with. Their support team is attentive and helpful. And since money can be tight right now, you'll get 3 months free once you run your first payroll. Just go to gusto.com/OSD and start setting up your business today. You'll see what I mean when I say easy. Again, that's 3 months of free payroll at gusto.com/OSD. gusto.com/OSD. And thank you to Nicole. She is a guest writer on Bring Gratitude, which, as I'm recording this today, looks like it's being rebranded as digtofly.com with the tagline, "Dig deep to fly high." Nicole is the founder and designer of Little Purple Cow, a new brand of sterling silver jewelry inspired by antique designs. Before starting Little Purple Cow with her father, Nicole was a practicing attorney in New York City. And you can come by the original post to learn more. I have that linked in this episode's description and at oldpodcast.com. But that does it for today here on Optimal Startup Daily. I hope you have a happy Friday and great start to your weekend. Thanks so much for being here and for subscribing. And I'm going to see you back here tomorrow for the Saturday show where your optimal life awaits.